All right, so are you ready to dive into something really fascinating today?
Always. Hit me with it.
Well, today we're looking at the Bahá'í Faith's vision of governance.
Ooh, very interesting.
Yeah, and we've got this scholarly paper here
Okay.
that digs deep into like the core writings.
Nice.
And honestly, I was surprised by what I found.
Oh, really? How so?
It's not just like some,
Yeah.
utopian ideal.
Right.
There's like
Right.
real depth
Yeah.
and practicality to these principles.
I think that's what's so compelling about the Baha'i approach.
Yeah.
It goes beyond, just sort of tweaking the existing systems.
Right.
It really challenges us to, reimagine the foundation of governance.
Literally.
And consider a framework that's rooted in
Yeah.
unity, justice.
And it's not just treating those
Right.
as separate goals.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing
Yeah.
how deeply intertwined they are.
For sure.
There's this quote from Baha'u'lláh that just totally blew my mind.
Okay, what is it?
He says, "The purpose of justice is the appearance of unity among men."
Wow.
It's like he's saying
Yeah.
true unity can only arise from this foundation of justice.
That's a powerful statement.
It is. It makes you think about,
for sure.
the systems we have in place.
Right.
Do they actually prioritize
Yeah.
both of those things?
Good question.
Or do we often see them as
Yeah.
separate, even conflicting objectives?
All the time, right.
Right. It's like we're constantly trying to balance these two scales
Yeah.
instead of seeing them as
Yeah.
interconnected.
Yeah, I love that visual of the scales.
Yeah.
Always trying to find the balance.
Yeah.
But the Baha'i writings are saying no.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other.
Exactly.
They're fundamentally linked.
And that brings us to another core principle,
yeah.
consultation.
Yes.
This isn't just about, polite discussion. It's woven into the fabric of decision making.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Abdu'l-Bahá
Yeah.
offers some great guidance on this.
Yeah.
He emphasizes
Yeah.
maturity,
Okay.
fairness,
Yeah.
detachment from personal agendas.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is. Right. But think about how different things would be
I know.
if you applied those qualities to a city council meeting.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
I can't even imagine. It's so different.
It is, right.
From how we usually approach things.
It's a whole different way of thinking about decision making.
Right. And it's easy to say, let's have a dialogue.
Yeah, totally.
But Abdu'l-Bahá is getting at something much deeper.
For sure.
It's like a fundamental shift
Uh-huh.
in how we approach it.
Yeah.
Moving away from just self-interest
Cool.
toward a genuine desire for what's best for everyone.
I love that.
But wouldn't that be so hard to achieve?
Oh, absolutely.
Especially in real world situations
Yeah.
where there are
Competing interests, power dynamics.
all of that.
It's a challenge for sure.
Yeah.
But the Baha'i writings
Yeah.
address this
Right.
by really emphasizing the importance of striving for unity
Okay.
and recognizing that true progress
Yeah.
requires a collective effort
Yeah.
that transcends those
Yeah.
individual desires.
Wow, that's powerful.
It is,
Yeah.
right? So in practice,
Yeah.
this means cultivating virtues like humility,
Yeah.
patience,
Okay.
and a willingness to listen deeply
Yeah.
to others, even those we might disagree with.
That's a big one.
It is.
So it's not just about changing the structures. It's
right.
about changing the mindset.
Exactly.
Hey.
It's an inner transformation
Yeah.
as well as an outer one.
Shifting from that I win, you lose
Yes.
to a more collaborative approach.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
It is.
But how do you practically apply this on a larger scale?
Yeah, that's the question.
Wouldn't a system like this require a fundamental shift in how we structure our institutions?
Well, that's where the concept of decentralization comes in.
Okay, tell me more.
So the Baha'i Faith envisions a system
Okay.
where power is distributed
Okay.
rather than concentrated at the top.
Interesting.
Shoghi Effendi
Yeah.
described the Baha'i administrative order
Let's
as
say.
organic, dynamic, and evolutionary.
Wow.
It's about empowering
Yeah.
local communities
Yeah.
to have genuine ownership in their governance.
That's a pretty big idea.
It is, right? It allows for a system that can adapt
Yeah.
and respond
Yeah.
to the unique needs
Yeah.
of diverse populations.
Okay, so it's not like a rigid top-down
Yeah.
approach.
No, not at all.
It's more like
It's a flexible, responsive.
Yeah.
It grows from the ground up.
It's like the opposite of what we're used to.
It really is a radical departure.
It makes you wonder what does. What
are
are the benefits and challenges
Of course.
of this kind of decentralized approach?
Well, for one,
Yeah.
it could lead to greater accountability
Oh,
if
yeah.
decisions are being made
Yeah.
closer to the people they affect.
Makes sense.
There's a greater chance
Yeah.
those decisions will actually reflect their needs.
Right.
However, it also raises questions
Okay.
about how to ensure consistency
Okay.
and coordination
Yeah.
across different communities.
So you're trading off some potential control
In a way, yes.
for hopefully more responsiveness.
Exactly.
It's an interesting trade-off.
It is.
This focus on empowering communities,
Yeah.
it kind of extends to how the Baha'i Faith views the purpose of governance itself.
That's right.
It's not just about,
Yeah.
maintaining order
Yes.
or managing resources.
It's much bigger than that.
right.
The Baha'i writings emphasize that governance should be about
Yeah.
fostering the spiritual material progress of humanity.
It's like a whole other level.
It really is.
We're so used to thinking about governance
Yeah.
in purely practical terms,
Right.
like fixing roads,
Yeah.
enforcing laws.
Right.
But this takes it to like a whole other dimension.
Exactly. It recognizes that our material well-being
Yeah.
and our spiritual well-being
Yeah.
are deeply interconnected.
Totally. It makes you wonder
Yeah.
how many of our current systems even consider the spiritual well-being of their citizens.
It's a question we don't often ask.
What would it even look like?
To have a government that actively fosters spiritual growth.
I don't know. It's like a mind-blowing idea.
It is a radical shift in perspective.
Yeah.
Perhaps it would involve creating spaces for dialogue and reflection,
Interesting.
fostering a culture of service and compassion, promoting education that cultivates
Yeah.
moral and ethical development.
It's like shifting the focus from just managing
And going-
external conditions
Yeah.
to also nurturing
Yeah.
the inner lives of individual.
That's at the heart of it.
That's incredible.
And this leads us to
Okay.
perhaps the most ambitious aspect
All right, let's hear it.
of the Baha'i vision,
Okay.
the eventual establishment
Right.
of a global system of governance.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
We're talking about like a world commonwealth
Yes. The unified system
for the entire
for the
planet.
whole planet.
That sounds like something out of a sci-fi novel.
It does sound futuristic.
Yeah. But the Baha'i writings actually offer a framework
They do.
for how such a system could actually function.
It's not just a vague idea.
Wow.
There's actual thought
Yeah.
given to how this could work.
So this isn't about like creating a homogenous global culture
No, not at all.
or erasing national identities.
It's about fostering unity in diversity.
Oh.
Shoghi Effendi envisioned a world commonwealth
Yeah.
that would unite all nations,
Okay.
races, and creeds
Wow.
while still safeguarding individual freedoms.
So how is that even possible?
It's a big question, right?
It sounds almost impossible.
It does.
Like something out of a dream.
Yeah.
But could this be the key
It's possible.
to achieving lasting peace
It's a goal worth striving for.
and addressing these global challenges?
Like what?
Like climate change
Yes.
and poverty,
Absolutely.
those things that go beyond national borders?
Exactly. They require global solutions.
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
But it's exciting too.
It is incredibly exciting.
To imagine that kind of future,
A future where we're all working together for
Yeah.
the common good.
that's a powerful vision.
It is a vision of hope.
And it's one that I think we all need right now.
I agree. It is a bold vision.
It is.
And it asks us to really confront
Yeah.
those deep divisions
Yeah.
and prejudices
Yeah.
that have been with humanity
Oh,
for centuries.
forever.
But the Baha'i writings argue that
Yeah.
such a system
Yeah.
isn't just desirable,
Yeah.
it's essential
Wow.
for the long term.
Yeah.
Survival and progress of our species.
So if we're facing these
That's what-
global challenges
Yeah.
that need global solutions,
Exactly.
it stands to reason that we'll
Okay.
need
We need some form
some form of global
of
cooperation
global cooperation.
to really address them effectively.
It's the only way forward.
But how do we get from where we are now,
Right.
with all our like fragmentation and conflict, to this vision
Yeah.
of a unified
Yeah.
world commonwealth?
It's a huge leap.
It seems almost impossible.
It does seem daunting.
Yeah.
But the Baha'i teachings offer a
Right.
roadmap. They
Right.
highlight the importance of
Yeah.
education,
Okay.
dialogue,
Yeah.
and the gradual development of institutions
Okay.
that can foster collaboration and understanding.
So it's about building bridges, not walls.
Exactly.
So you're saying it's not about
right.
imposing
Yeah.
a top-down solution.
That's about creating the conditions
Uh-huh.
for unity
Yeah.
to emerge organically.
So it's like a bottom-up approach.
Yeah, it's about fostering
Okay.
a culture of peace,
Okay.
justice,
Yeah.
and cooperation
Yeah.
starting with individuals
Yeah.
and letting those values
Yeah.
gradually kind of permeate
Yeah.
our communities or
Yeah.
nations
Okay.
and ultimately the whole world.
So what role do individuals play in this?
That's a great question.
Like, if the Baha'i vision relies on this bottom-up approach,
Yeah.
what can each of us actually do
Right.
to help this world commonwealth emerge?
Well, the Baha'i writings emphasize
Okay.
the importance of living a life of service,
Okay.
contributing to the betterment of society.
Okay.
However we can.
So that could look...
It could look like
Yeah.
engaging in community building,
Okay.
promoting education,
Yeah.
advocating for justice,
Uh-huh.
or just striving to be a source of unity and harmony
Okay.
in our everyday interactions.
So it's not about waiting for some big political shift.
It's about embodying
That's
those
like
principles
six
in our own lives,
Yeah.
in our own spheres of influence.
So like each act of kindness,
Hey, this is
each effort to bridge divides
Yeah.
becomes a building block
I love that metaphor.
in this larger kind of
Yeah.
edifice of global unity.
It's a beautiful image.
And the amazing thing is,
What's that?
these acts of service not only benefit others,
Right.
they also contribute to our own growth.
Yeah, to our own spiritual development.
It's like a win-win situation.
It really is.
I'm really starting to see
Yeah.
how all these principles we've been talking about
Yeah.
are all connected.
They are all interconnected.
Better form like a
Yeah.
coherent whole,
A beautiful whole.
each element supporting
Yeah.
and reinforcing the others.
It's like a tapestry
Ooh, I like that.
where each thread
Yeah.
contributes to the overall strength and beauty.
And the cool thing is,
Yeah.
this tapestry isn't just a theoretical concept.
No, it's being woven
It's being woven right now
right now,
in communities all over the world.
all over the world.
I'm thinking of the Baha'i houses of worship, these architectural marvels
They are
that are centers of prayer and meditation,
and open to everyone,
open to everyone.
regardless of background.
Isn't that like a tangible expression
It is.
of this vision of unity in diversity?
It's a beautiful embodiment of that principle.
It's amazing.
These structures serve as powerful symbols
Yeah.
of the Baha'i principles.
Yeah.
They embody both
Yeah.
the spiritual aspirations
Yeah.
and the practical implications
Yeah.
of this vision.
And they're spaces
There are spaces
where people from all walks of life can come together,
Right.
transcending
differences.
of race,
Classes,
religion, nationality, to find common ground
Yeah.
and build relationships based on respect.
It's like these buildings themselves.
Are acting as catalysts for unity.
They create environments
Yeah.
that foster a sense of shared humanity.
It's inspiring just to think about.
It is inspiring.
Speaking of manifesting principles,
Yeah.
this whole deep dive has
Yeah.
really gotten me thinking about
Yeah. What is it?
the potential challenges
Oh, yeah.
of putting this vision into practice,
Implementing it in the real world
especially on such a large scale.
on a global scale.
We're talking about transforming
It's a huge undertaking.
not just systems of governance,
Yeah.
but human nature itself.
It's about transforming ourselves.
Isn't that a little idealistic?
It's certainly ambitious,
Yeah.
but the Baha'i writings acknowledge
Okay.
that progress
Yeah.
is a gradual process.
Okay.
It's about creating the conditions
Yeah.
that allow for the development of individual character
Okay.
and the evolution
Yeah.
of social consciousness.
So it's a long-term project.
It is a long-term endeavor.
That requires a lot of
It requires patience,
patience.
perseverance,
Yeah.
and a deep belief
Yeah.
in the capacity of humanity
Yeah.
to transform itself.
So it's not about expecting overnight change.
No.
It's about planting seeds
Yes. It's about nurturing growth
and nurturing their growth over time.
over time.
And the Baha'i community
Yeah.
is kind of a living example
They are a living example.
of this process in action.
They're actively engaged
Yeah.
in educational initiatives,
Okay.
social development projects,
Uh-huh.
and interfaith dialogues
All around the world.
all over the world.
So they're not just theorizing,
They're walking the walk.
you're actually doing the work.
They're putting the principles into action.
That's really encouraging
It is encouraging.
to see that kind of commitment.
It's inspiring.
Right.
And that's perhaps the most compelling aspect
Yeah.
of the Baha'i approach.
Okay, what is it?
It's not just lofty ideals.
Yeah.
It's about translating those ideals into action.
Yeah.
Step by step,
Yeah.
individual by individual, community by community.
That's powerful.
It's about empowering individuals to be agents of change.
I think we're all searching for ways to make a difference.
We all want to contribute.
And the Baha'i vision really offers
It offers a path,
a roadmap.
a roadmap for how to do that,
Yeah.
both individually
Collectively.
and collectively.
And collectively.
That's about recognizing
Yeah.
that we're all part of something bigger.
Yeah.
We're all interconnected.
And it reminds us that
Yeah.
even with all the challenges,
Yeah, even amidst all the chaos.
there's always reason for hope.
Always.
The capacity for transformation
Yeah.
is within us all.
It is inherent in our nature.
And through our collective efforts,
Yeah.
we can create a future
We can create a future
that reflects the best of humanity.
that reflects our highest aspirations.
Wow. This has been
It's
such a good conversation.
I've enjoyed it.
I feel like I have a whole new understanding
That's great to hear.
of the Baha'i vision
It's a vision worth exploring.
and its potential
It has incredible potential.
to transform the world.
I agree.
I'm glad you could do this.
Likewise.
It's always great to have you here
It's always a pleasure.
to share your insights.
Thank you.
And to our listener,
The
thank
feed-
you for being with us on this journey.
We appreciate your time.
We hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and given you a sense of hope and empowerment.
We need both of those things.
And remember,
Yeah.
building a world commonwealth
It starts with each of us.
starts with each of us
Yeah.
embracing those principles
Of unity.
justice and
Cooperation.
in our own lives.
In our everyday actions.
Mhm.
It really feels like we're on the verge of something big.
It does, doesn't it? Like we're at a turning point.
And this vision isn't just some far-off utopia.
Right.
It's being actively worked towards right now.
Yeah, that's what's so cool about it.
People are putting these ideas into practice.
It's a real movement,
It is a living movement
and it's happening all over the world.
in every corner of the globe.
It makes you think.
What does?
If this vision of a world commonwealth were to actually happen,
Yeah.
what would our role be in making it a reality?
That's the essential question, isn't it?
It is.
It's not enough to just admire the idea.
Right, we have to actually do something.
We have to be active participants.
So it's not about just waiting around
Right.
for some big political shift to happen.
It's about taking responsibility.
Yeah, taking ownership of the vision.
Embodying it in our own lives.
So like even small acts
Even the smallest act
of kindness
compassion and
or
understanding.
can actually make a difference.
They can contribute to the larger goal.
It's hard to believe that something so small
I know it seems counterintuitive,
can have such a big impact.
but it's true.
It's like we're all holding these pieces of this giant puzzle,
And it's up to us
and we have to figure out
to figure out where they fit.
how they fit together.
Exactly.
And the Baha'i writings,
Yeah,
they offer guidance on this.
they do.
They give us a blueprint
A blueprint for building unity
for how to actually do this.
in all aspects of our lives.
So they talk about building unity in our families,
Yes,
practicing consultation in our workplaces,
absolutely.
and advocating for justice in our communities.
It's a holistic approach.
It's like each little ripple
Yeah.
creates a bigger wave.
Wave that spreads outwards.
Yeah, impacting our families,
Our communities.
our communities.
And eventually the whole world.
It's a chain reaction of positive change,
And that can transform the
Yeah.
very fabric of society.
shifting our mindset
From me to we.
from self-interest to service,
Could-
collaboration.
It's a profound shift.
That's what's so inspiring about this.
Yeah.
It doesn't just offer a critique
No.
of how things are.
It goes beyond that.
It shows us a way forward.
It empowers us to be part of the solution.
I think that's the key takeaway here.
What is it?
It's not about just passively waiting
No.
for a better world to magically appear.
We have to create it.
It's about taking action
Taking action.
to make it happen.
And that starts today.
Wow, this has been such a great conversation.
I've enjoyed it.
I feel like we've really gone deep.
We've delved into some profound ideas.
And it's given me so much to think about.
I hope so.
To our listener,
Yes, to our listener.
thank you for joining us on this journey.
I appreciate you being here.
We hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity.
And inspired you to action.
Because remember,
Yeah.
building a world commonwealth,
It starts with each of us.
embracing these principles
Of unity.
of unity, justice.
In our own lives.
Thank you for listening.
And until next time.